What's up, guys? Joe with Joe's Golden Garage, coming to you with another auction buy. Yes, picked up a couple of them this week. This is number 2. This is a 2016 Volkswagen Passat R line. So it's really nice. It's got a nice, nice R line wheels and kind of some blacked out trim on the exterior. It's a real sharp little car. It's white with charcoal interior. Now it is the cloth with no heated seats, which I personally prefer cloth. These seats are so comfortable. I mean, cushy, comfortable, just nice. But we bought this car kind of rolling the dice, okay? When we bought this car, it was a little bit of a black sheep. It had been sort of abandoned by VW Financial. First of all, first time it went through the auction a couple of weeks ago, it actually did not roll through the auction. It was a non-runner due to not having any keys. Now, why it didn't have any keys, I don't know. It could have been a repossession, or someone could have just misplaced the keys. Not real sure. But anyway, we got some keys for it. We didn't. They eventually got some keys for it, and they ran it through this past Thursday, and I think a lot of dealers remembered it from the past, so it didn't draw much attention or really many bids. So we were the high bidder at $4,800. Now, given this is a 2016 R-Line Passat with the 1.8T, it does have a few miles on it, 141,000, but this is a 2-owner car. It was one owner for 1 year and 25,000 miles, and then it was sold VW certified at a Volkswagen dealership in Louisiana. And the second owner kept it, pretty well serviced. It's never been wrecked. It is, like I said, they kept it pretty well serviced. We did notice, however, Volkswagen and Audi, and like a lot of them, Mercedes and all of them, they all have these really extremely, I think, too long of service intervals. And Volkswagen is 10,000 miles. And I'm sorry, but y'all, that's just too far on a small turbocharged engine. The oil gets extremely dirty in these cars. Extremely dirty. So yeah, looking at the Carfax, the second owner kept it dealer serviced, but they they went about 10 to 12,000 miles on the oil changes. They really stretched it. And not the last oil change, which was at 133,000 last December. Before that, they went almost 23,000 miles. Now, I don't know why they did that, or they could have taken it to like a Jiffy Lube that did not report to Carfax. But all I know is I have a gap on my Carfax about the oil not being changed from up to, let's see. So I accidentally cut the video off while test driving the Passat. Sorry about that. I wasn't finished explaining the situation on that car. When we got it, one of the iffy things about this car, and I think it's what scared a lot of other bidders away too, was it came through the auction running on a jump box. The battery was so dead. And so it had, believe it or not, a dead battery will cause some warning lights on some of these newer cars, especially the German ones. So anyway, it came through running on this jump box, and it had a myriad of lights on, like traction control, stability, that little power steering symbol that Volkswagen Audi uses, but no check engine light. But the big thing was the little oil light at the top of the little information cluster in the center of the dash between the tachometer and the speedometer. Big oil light just flickering on and off. So, but the car just ran so freaking good. I mean, it was just dead silent, just ran good. So we were just rolling the dice here. So anyway, we got it. And I explained that a little bit in the walk around, when I'm walking around video. We bought a new battery. That was the very first thing we did. Went and got a new battery, $200, put it in. I drove it for about 10 minutes and all the warning lights went off. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. These electronics need a good, strong battery for them to properly work and to keep the warning lights at bay. But the only light that was still coming on was the occasional flicker of that oil light. And I was like, what is that? That really scares me, makes me nervous. I'm thinking oil pressure. But of course, I didn't Google it or try to look it up. And I did not get an owner's manual with that car. So what I did, I took it to our Jiffy Lube place that we use. They're really good guys. They do actually more than Jiffy Lube type stuff. They do some light mechanical and tire related stuff, but you sit in your car and they change your oil, which a lot of these places are doing now, and that's really neat. But anyway, they changed the damn oil, $160 for an oil change. But I did have them put overpriced wiper blades on it, but they have that European synthetic blend they use now. So did the oil change, started driving the car, and lo and behold, the oil light quit coming on. Well, it came on. Let me back up just a little bit. It came on as the guys were wrapping up the oil change. They came around to me and they said, "Would you start your car?" I said, "Sure." So I started it, and they're checking the dipstick, and while they're doing that, the oil light is flickering on and off about every 2 to 3 seconds. And I holler, I just yell at the window at the guy, and I'm like, "Yo, Josh," I'm like, "Hey, man, come over here and look at this light." So the technician walked around there, and he saw the light flickering on and on. That she's like, I was like, "I know, And so he went over to his computer and did a little whatever, and he came back and said, "That means on a Volkswagen Audi," he was like, "that means your oil level is low." And he said, "I just changed your oil and showed you how much oil was on your dipstick," because he brought it over to the window and showed me it was full. And he said, "So your oil is full." He was like, "So there must be just the low oil sensor might be going bad or something." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense." And it makes me feel better, because I thought maybe that might mean something about oil pressure. And I didn't want to have an engine that was having oil pressure issues. So thanks for looking that up for me and clearing that up for me, so I didn't have to go back to my computer and start doing a bunch of research and figure it out myself. You saved me some time. Appreciate you. Thank you. So drove the car the rest of the afternoon, part of the next day. That light never came back on. Never came back on. And to this date, that I'm uploading this video Saturday night, the 10th, it's still not on. And it's been 3 days now. So that fresh oil change has, gone in and cleaned, flushed some of that crud and gunk from those lengthy oil changes and possibly the neglect of the last or the oil change before last. And now the sensor's cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it like this a little bit more. I'm down in Atlanta. I work today at my dad's shop. And I'm going to drive it back to Chattanooga and probably just get the oil changed again sometime next week. Let it run through there real good, get all dirty again, and then I'm going to change it again. So all the warning lights are gone. We got a new battery. We got the oil change, new wipers. What else? Seems like we picked up something else. I can't quite remember though. The car has new brakes on the front. That was done at 133, right before it was traded in. Air filter was new. Tires are okay. Me and my brother are talking about putting some new tires on it maybe, so we might do that. But yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's just going to be a great car. I mean, I got to do a few cosmetics, and then, yeah, it'll be good to go. So, anyway, the walk around will follow this little insert I'm sticking in the middle of this video because I realized I didn't finish what all I was going to say. So, all warning lights gone, and the car seems to be good. Probably going to ask somewhere around $9,500 for it. We'll start there and see what happens. Go from there. We got a pretty good deal on it, I think. So, anyway, so thanks, and walk around follows. Okay, I accidentally cut the video off while I was driving, but I was pretty much done saying what I was going to say. Yeah, I had a gap in the oil change between like 110 to 133. And the thing is, that owner was very, they were pretty good about getting it to the dealer every 10 to 11, might have stretched it to 12, thousand, but they did it at the dealer. But then there's that gap of 110 to 133, and I thought, man, if they didn't change it, that would really get dirt. I mean, just think what that'd do. I'd almost start sludging up, So I definitely think this fresh oil change is cleaning everything out, because it hadn't even been 24 hours, and the oil is starting to break down and turn dark again. Walk around to the car. I forgot about a few little details on it. I have no idea what the deal is with this mirror. It looks like it was wrapped. So I don't know if it was a replacement and then they wrapped it instead of having it painted. I don't know, but what I think I'm going to do, since this is an R line with the, see all the black accents and trim, I'm just going to have these mirrors wrapped in black. I mean, why not? That would look so good. I've got the gas door cover. It broke when I filled it up with gas. I think it's laying back there in the back seat. Wheels look pretty good. We got touches of curb rash here and there, yes, which sucks, but typical. But the car literally has no dings, no big dents, no scuffs or scabs here on the bumpers. It was really, looked after pretty good as far as, maintenance wise. I mean, and keeping the body up. I do have a little dent right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a nice tint on the windows. And as you can see, it just goes down the interstate like nothing else. So I'll keep y'all posted on this one. Hopefully just with the oil change, I'm kind of cleaning up this engine a little bit, getting that sensor freed up a little bit, and get some of the dirt and trash or whatever bad oil off of it. And hopefully this thing's gonna be good, because it runs so good. So I'm actually going to throw some new spark plugs in it too, because I mean, it's got 141,000 and there's no record of them being changed at the dealer. The front brakes were new at that 133 oil change. Brakes bled. A couple other little minor maintenance things were done. So, you know, I think she's going to come around. We were high bidder at 4,800. They came back to us and said they wanted 7 for it, and we were like, no way. You know, we got all these warning lights, this oil light's blinking. Nope, can't do it. So me and my brother discussed it a little bit, and we said, let's hit them at 5,800, kind of meet them in the middle. And they took our offer, so I think that's pretty good for a 2016 Passat. Even though, you know, we're having to spend a little bit on it, but I think it'll be a good 10,000, you know, a good 99, 95 car when we get done with it, you know, or best offer. So yeah, that's the story of the 2016 Passat. We just picked up. Any other things that come up, I will post. But y'all throw your comments below. Tell me what you think about this whole idea, or that I have dreamt up about the oil change, if it makes sense or not. It just seems to me. And of course, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. That really helps me a lot. And hit that like button. So y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.